What is going on, everyone? I am DV, and as always, I would like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in for another all-new episode right here on Me and Mine TV. Now, in honor of the $350 some odd million Powerball jackpot that's playing here tonight, I thought it'd be cool to put on video what each and every one of us car junkies are doing. We're fantasizing. We're hoping. We're praying as we go to that gas station or whatever and we put our $2, $4, however many dollars in for the Powerball jackpot because we're hoping we win so we can get some cars that we have always desired to have. Now, let's be real here. Anybody remember, what was it, about 5 or 6 months ago when the Powerball was at 1.75 billion with a B dollars? Every car junkie in America, Mexico, and Canada was going gaga. They were flocking to the US like geese flying south for the winter, trying to spend some money in hopes of winning the Powerball jackpot so they could buy some cars that they have always desired to get. Now, what I thought would be cool, I've compiled a list of 5 cars that I would buy if I was to ever hit the Powerball jackpot. Some of you may agree, some of you may disagree, but that is the beauty of this topic because nobody is wrong. But without a further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, the number 5 car I would buy will probably land me in purgatory with all of my fellow Camaro owners out there. Because the number 5 car that I would buy if I was to win the Powerball jackpot is a 1967 Shelby Mustang GT500, but not an ordinary GT500, an Eleanor GT500, because each and every one of us has seen that climactic chasing at the end of Gone in 60 Seconds with Nick Cage and Eleanor driving across, LA like any person of a car junkie would want to do. And ever since I saw that film, I have become obsessed with that car. Now, I would not get a clone GT500 and what it was in Gone in 60 Seconds. I would actually get me a GT500, authentic 67 GT500, and then convert it into an Eleanor, because that is one of the only 2 Mustangs ever created on this planet that I would actually spend my money to own. The other one being a 350R. But the number 5 car on my list undoubtedly would be a Shelby Mustang GT500 Eleanor edition. Now, the number 4 car on my list is an Italian-bred supercar that when I saw it the first time, I think I had to go to the bathroom and wipe myself because I think I might have, you know what I'm talking about. But the number 4 car on my list is the Pagani Zonda F Roadster. Now, that is the most beautiful Pagani car ever made, and quite simply the only Pagani car I would ever make, because ever since I saw Captain Slow, or Mr. Slowly from Top Gear, James May, take a black Pagani Zonda F Roadster on the Top Gear track and throw that car around, I do have to say that is one of the most closest examples to perfection in automobile history that has ever been made. And I would not hesitate with my $350 million Powerball jackpot and dropping the $1.65 million, I think it is, to get a Zonda F Roadster, because they were a limited edition car. I've never actually seen one in person. I think most people haven't, but in my humble opinion, the number 4 car would definitely be a Pagani Zonda F Roadster. Now, continuing in the trend of number 4, the remaining 3 cars on my list are all Italian cars, because I don't want to hear any difference of opinion as it pertains to number 3. I don't want to hear anybody say that I'm wrong, because car junkies around the world know that number 3 is the greatest supercar ever made. And if you are a car junkie and don't have number 3 parked in your garage, something is wrong with you. You need to go get your blood tested to make sure you are truly addicted to cars. Because the number 3 car on my list is the legendary, the iconic, the beginning of the supercar, the Ferrari F40. Now that car is the purest, most rawest essence of what a supercar should be. You don't have any computer age. You don't have power steering. You don't have any traction control. You don't have nothing but a V8 twin turbocharged engine, a 6-speed manual, and whatever driving skills you possess as a driver. And for any pure car junkie out there, do you need anything else but that? Anything other than the car, a full tank of gas, a racetrack, and your ass in the driver's seat throwing that car around? Because contrary to popular beliefs, computer aids do not aid you. They take away from the purest, most rawest essence of what a supercar should be. And the number 3 car on my list, if I was to hit the Powerball, is the Ferrari F40, because it is the greatest example in modern time of what the truest definition of a supercar should be. Now, the number 2 car on my list is a car that I will admit I am scarily in love with, a car that I am addicted to ever since the very first time I saw it on YouTube, because this car also hails from one of the greatest Italian auto manufacturers out there, Ferrari. And no, ladies and gentlemen, it's not an F50. No, ladies and gentlemen, it's not a GTO. No, ladies and gentlemen, it's not even an Enzo. Because the number 3 car on my list that I would buy if I were to win the Powerball jackpot is the $3.4 million Ferrari LaFerrari, because that car is the most beautiful example of what a hypercar should look like, feel like, and sound like. Now, I know some of you may be looking a little cross-eyed here, but wait a minute. You just said that the Ferrari F40 is the greatest supercar ever made, and you like it because there's no age or traction control or whatever else in the car. But yet you would choose a LaFerrari over it that has all the technology and has all the maze? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I would. And the only reason I would take a LaFerrari over an F40, because a LaFerrari is just a badass looking car. Yes, the F40 is practically a better overall car, but the only thing the LaFerrari has over the F40 is its look. And I'm sorry, I do not mind paying $3.4 million for a good looking car, even though I have a $1.7 million car in the garage that's a better car. But we're down to the number 1 spot. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are at the number 1 spot. Now, I need to tell each and every one of you, calm down, okay? Calm down. Slow your heartbeat. Get off the edges of your seat. Dry your hands off, because I know each and every one of you are dying with anticipation, waiting desperately with bated breath for me to reveal the number 1 car I would buy if I were to ever hit the Powerball jackpot. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, calm down, because I'm about to tell you. Because the number 1 car, if I were to hit the Powerball jackpot, that I would buy comes from the greatest auto manufacturer on this planet. It comes from the greatest auto manufacturer in the country of Italy. No, as I said, it's not Pagani. No, it's not Ferrari. So that only leaves uno mas, one more. And of course, you already know what I'm talking about, Lamborghini. Because the number 1 car I would buy if I were to hit the Powerball jackpot is a Lamborghini Murcielago SV. Now, I thought I was obsessed when I saw the LaFerrari. That doesn't even compare to my obsession of a Murcielago SV. Because ever since I saw Richard Hammond take the Murcielago SV to Abu Dhabi and race that silver McLaren SLR 727 down the streets of Abu Dhabi, I became addicted. I became obsessed, because that car is the best looking car in human history. It sounds perfect. It looks perfect, but most especially, it is the last truest example of what a Lamborghini was. Because the cars made today, in my humble opinion, are not what Lamborghini is all about. But when I look at an SV, from its looks, to its sound, to its interior, to to everything about that car, for me as a car junkie, and for me if I was to ever hit the Powerball jackpot, that is the very first and the most important car I would ever buy if I was to ever hit the jackpot. Now, what do you guys think? Is my list credible? Have I lost any credibility with you? Does my list make no sense? But again, that is the beauty of these topics, because every topic is opinionated. Every topic is about what you would do if you were in that situation. Because right now, I think it's right around 5:30 p.m. here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I think the lottery stops playing only in a couple of hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop in the beast, go over to the gas station, put about $4, maybe $6 in the Powerball, and hope and pray to God that I am the one and the only one lucky enough to hit the Powerball jackpot tonight. Thank you all for watching this edition of Me and Mine TV. Don't forget to check out all my other videos. Don't forget to subscribe. Again, thank each and every one of you for tuning into this episode. Stay tuned for my next episode. Go ahead and play the lottery, and I hope you don't win.